Okay, I promised you a few pictures and some words, so we're going to do that now. This is going to be about the NightCat all-in-one hammock setup that I bought off of Amazon with my own money to try it out. It seemed like an interesting concept because one of the things you face as a hammock camper is you got to tote your hammock and your underquilt and your rainfly and your bug net and all the parts. Kind of having them all put into one thing sounded like a good idea. It's not. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. It's basically a tent that's flying. So it has all the weaknesses and things I don't like about tent camping with none of the awesomeness and things that I enjoy about hammock camping. What does that look like specifically? Let's go through it. All right, so here it is, set in the most perfect setup I can get, which is in my backyard. No unknown quantities. I know exactly the length between my two anchor points or trees. It's hung as well as hang can go, and I don't like it. We're going to go through a couple of reasons why. First of all, it has to be so tight that the hammock inside that rainfly is like guitar string tight. It is like thrumming. There is no sag. There is no way to set any sag. You can't really put a ridge line on this because it's an all-in-one. It's impossible to do. And it just, I don't like that. It's flat inside. It's like sleeping on the ground, except you're that far off of the ground. Didn't like it. It's so tight, you can't unzip the rain cover unless you hold both sides. It's a fight to get in the thing and out of the thing. We're going to come closer and we're going to go through some stuff. Like I said, one of the problems with it being so tight, so this is the door, right? Because it's so tight, there's no slack in the top. So the only way to unzip the zipper is you literally have to hold it and fight it, which is next to impossible to do from inside. All right, we're going to get it open and we'll take a look inside. I mean, it's roomy as hell. You know, don't get me wrong. It's very roomy. I mean, and it's probably one of the roomiest one-man tents I've ever been in my life. But at the end of the day, it's a one-man tent that just happens to be flying in the air. Now let's talk about another weakness. I say it's got to be staked on both sides. There's a stake kitty corner. I've taken that corner off. This corner stake is on. And it's what's keeping the whole thing from rolling over. So if I take this elastic off of the stake right here, and I'm just going to let this go, and the whole thing rolls over. Not great. Not crazy about that. Now let's talk about the floor slash hammock. It's legitimately a thin rubberized plastic. It does not feel like hammock nylon. It feels like a really thin tent floor, right? And it offers absolutely positively no insulation at all. And while you can hook like a Tigris 1 underquilt on this, it doesn't cover this. It covers a section here, so you've got to try to find it. And you can't get your hands out either side of the hammock. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. It's a tent that flies. But at the end of the day, it's a tent that flies. It's not a hammock. I'm not crazy about it. And it's $100. Basically on Amazon, the best price I could find is 98 bucks. It's just, it's not worth it. Is it more economical than buying a hammock like a Wise Owl or, you know, single nest or double nest? I mean, those run, what? You can get those now for 30 bucks, including straps. So you get a base hammock for 30 bucks. You still need a bug net. You still need a rainfly and an underquilt. Okay, you can get a Tigris 1 for what, 30 bucks? At 60. You can get a rainfly, even from Wise Owl, a good company, or you can buy a cheapo Amazon rainfly or a tarp from Home Depot for 20 bucks. So that's what, 80 bucks you're in, and you have an actual hammock and it's componentized. You can have as much or as little up as you want. If it's super warm out, you don't need the underquilt. You don't need to rock the underquilt. If it's going to be a good night and no rain, you don't need to put up the shade. It just, I get the intention of the all-in-one. However, it brings all of the weaknesses of a tent and none of the strengths of hammock camping to me. So I'll be returning this. Sad to say.